Oh, it must be Tuesday. Must be Tuesday. Wild Card Tuesday. That's what I like to call it. Playoff Tuesday. Look like my man left hand look a little stuck over there. A little stuck. But it's definitely playoff Tuesday. Phillies, Marlins, game one of the wild card. Bottom of the first.
What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's
There
good?
you go. You looking like a statue over there for a
Yeah, I
moment.
was over there. I was practicing my Macy's pose for Thanksgiving. We in the building, man. Lefty Nice in the building right here at RM Desk on Twitter. Then I got my ubiquitous Code D right here, who's full of joy right now because she's got postseason aspirations for her squad. That's Yada Bear in the house. Lot to talk about tonight, man. We got the NBA situation that's going on. We got the WNBA playoffs that's going on. We got Major League Baseball playoffs that's going on. We're gonna throw our little hat in the ring and do some voting tonight when we come down to these college football teams. Browski says she got a surprise. All right. We're gonna talk a little bit about Canelo and Charlo. Very little about Charlo and a lot about Canelo. That's what it is. That's about the size of it. And week 4, you already know what it is. Week 4, we already know what happened with USC and Colorado and all of that. We already know what happened. So
Yeah.
we in the building. What up, Browski? What's the deal?
Nah, man, here chilling. Got the game on in the background. The city is on fire. Eagles took care of business. It took a little extra minute, but we took care of business against the Commanders, and now we got the Phillies with the wild card. Loving it. Nice fight. Had a good fight on Saturday. Um, WNBA championships is all lined up, so it's great in the sports world over here. A lot of great things happening. What's going on over there?
Um, a lot of stuff besides it raining like Noah's Ark and all that, but um, the Yankees at home, literally. You know what I mean? I'm disappointed in that. But my Buccaneers are 3-1. I'm happy about that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody on this show said that the Buccaneers are gonna, try to win this division. I don't know who it was, but yeah, you know who it was. Somebody said that Tampa Bay is gonna win the division. A lot of stuff going on. Jamel Charlo made a fool out of himself, went in there and did a Sean Alexander, got the money, and then decided to run out of bounds and run away and not show up. So what we gonna start, Bowski? What we doing? What we starting at? Oh, and I forgot, we got a surprise coming up towards the end. We got a surprise coming up towards the end of the show.
We could definitely start with the fight because the fight was, this was a fight that some was waiting for. We was really waiting to see Charlo to finally get in the ring. He hasn't been in the ring for almost 2 years now, and it was kind of disappointing to see the turnout. We waited 2 years for him to get some action, and he gave us very little action. He was dancing in the ring, bouncing back and forth, and Canelo just was he was like stalking him. He cut the ring off. He matched his energy, and from the rip, Canelo established himself as the aggressor and was like, "I'm going to teach you a lesson." Like he was tell. I feel like he told Charlo, like, you know what? I'm just going to box you. I'm going to show you my power. You're going to feel this power. You he been calling for him like for the longest. Like I feel like he been calling Cornell's name for a long time. From when he first became a professional. He been calling Canelo out, throwing little jabs at him here and there. And then a lot of these Charlo fans want to put the excuse, oh well, he moved up 2 weight class to fight him. That's your fault. You called him out, and he put he put all the belts on the line. He said, "All right, you gonna come fight me? I'm gonna put all the belts on the line." And he put every belt out there, and he showed them everything. Show him the power. And that seventh round when when he got the knockdown, I feel like Charlo made like a business decision that he felt their power, and he know that if that second punch come, it would have been lights out. So he went down. He took a knee. He had to get himself together. But it was good to see. It was good to see um a stronger, healthier looking Canelo. I love the fact that he did took the Foreman stance by standing up the whole entire fight. He never took a seat, in the corner. He stood in the corner. And that right there should have showed Charlo like this man not playing. He's not even taking a seat. He's standing in between rounds, and as soon as the bell rang, he right back in his face. Um, and then at the end of the fight, for Charlo to say he calling out Bud. Like, why are you calling out Bud? Why would Bud want to fight you? He didn't see what you offer Canelo. You offer Canelo nothing. It was like you were just in survival mode. It was a bad fight for Charlo. Um, but I don't know, it is what it is. I already knew Canelo was gonna come in there.
No, no,
And
no, no, no,
I
no,
called it.
no.
I called it.
It,
I said it's gonna go all
it,
12 rounds. I said
you
it's gonna
did.
go
You
all
called it.
12
But
rounds.
it ain't. It is what it is. These dudes, these Charlo dudes, talk wild
Yeah.
caca, right?
Yes, they do.
And moving up two weight classes, that's a built-in excuse for when you get your ass beat. Now, it's a difference between getting your ass beat and not even showing up,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
When Canelo fought Floyd Mayweather, he got his ass beat
Yes, he did.
and he showed up.
Yep. That's what the lesson.
Charlo's like, I don't know unless you fighting somebody like, and I said this before, you fighting somebody like Tony Harrison. You know what I mean? Or somebody like that.
Hmm.
You could do what you do. But to come up to this man's weight class, why you think he bought all 4 belts?
Yeah.
Because he knew he was gonna belt you once he got in the ring. You just fought. Charlos is just they're good politicians.
They
They
got
can talk a good one.
they got the gift of gab.
They got the gift for gab. Canelo already knew what time it was. He wasn't worried about nothing. Like you said, the standing up in the corner, that was more psychological warfare to beat
Yeah.
Charlo down. Like, what? You know what I mean?
Not even sitting down. Like, what's happening?
You go into the fight with the excuse of, oh, well, I moved up 2 weight classes. I haven't did this in 2 years. Whoop-de-whoop. But you was talking all this garbage about what you was going to do. This ain't Tony Harrison, my guy.
Yeah.
Like, at the end, no disrespect to Tony Harrison, right? But Canelo is a different beat. Even though he looked kind of off his last couple of fights, he saved all his loving for you,
He did.
Jamel Charlo, and put it in one package. And then in the 7th round, like Browski said, you did the Ryan Garcia move, and you took a knee. Wasn't no flags in sight, and you taking knees.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna get into it tonight. I'm sorry, Jamal
Yeah.
Charlo, whichever one of them dudes you are, because it would have been the same. It would have been the same thing if you'd have fought the other brother. It would have been the same thing.
It definitely would have been. It would have been the same
Yeah, I
thing.
mean, it would have been the same thing. So like, I'm not really, the Charlo dudes is just somebody to fill up a spot at this point in the game for me. Like, and another dude that I think is at this point is filling up a spot is Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman don't talk the same. He talks about wild stuff like who cares about what you think about fighting Clarissa Shields?
Exactly.
You know that's never
Like,
gonna happen.
why?
Like, why and why do you harp on it?
He,
And then now
he
you
was
wanna
going like he was in his feelings about that.
like, and you want to throw your hat in the ring like, yo, I'm gonna do this. Nah, son, relax. Keith Thurman, relax.
And
You
then
know what I'm
he
saying?
tried
The
to
Charlo brothers, relax. You know what I mean? Because I think that Canelo Alvarez sent the message to everybody that Bud Crawford already knew. Like, if he go ahead against this dude like this, what you think? You didn't see me put work in on Aerospence.
Light work,
You didn't see me put that work in. What you think I'm gonna do to you?
light work, real quick.
So I'm gonna say it like this, man. I just think that Jamel Charlo should stay in his lane. That's an example of stay in your lane. You know what I mean? And all due respect to Canelo Alvarez, and we'll see what's up. Next down the line for him. Um, you already know what it is. How we give it up. Browski's 4-0. You know what I mean? Philadelphia Eagles in the building.
Club home,
Um,
back open.
I'm not gonna knock my Bucks, man. 3-1. All right,
Yeah,
three and one.
that's
I
good.
take it. I take it at this point in the game.
Nobody
I take
expect.
it.
Look,
You know what I'm
remember
saying?
how we talked about the ceiling and the floor?
Yeah.
3-1. That's your ceiling. First four
That,
games, three and
yeah.
one. No one expected it.
Right. I mean, I dig it. I'm not mad at it,
No,
but I just think
I mean
that
we
it's
talked
still
about
some
it.
things. Yeah, it's still some things that can be tightened up. You know what I mean? But it's Buccaneers football. It's what it is. But again, like I was telling my man the other day, I'm like, yo, I'm 3-1 right now. I don't want to be 7-10. You know what I'm saying, Browski? You know what I mean? Got off to a
Yeah,
good start. Now we're gonna see what it is because our schedule ain't that bad. Because when we looked at it in the preview,
it's not.
Tampa Bay's schedule ain't that tough. It's not. You know what I mean?
Only thing I seen on there was, of course, y'all playing us, and then within your own division, getting over. Like when y'all play the Saints, y'all and the Saints, y'all play each other. I think y'all play each other the toughest throughout. Like any other team in your division, it's like y'all just have like a personal vendetta against each other, like the Bucks and the Saints. So by winning, that game, y'all got a leg up on them. Carolina is trash, like we thought. And look at Atlanta. Atlanta is a garbage can. Also, it's crazy over there.
Yeah.
You know.
The NFC South is can be anybody's. You know what I mean at this point in
Yeah.
the game. And with the Bucks being 3-1, I like what I've seen so far. Just keep it going. I know we're not gonna be 15-2 or nothing like that, but be
Mhm.
respectable. First thing is first is to win the division, win the games inside the division. The conference will take care of itself. And I mean, it is what it is. I mean, at that point, with a win against New Orleans, a team like you said that usually plays us tough, and we went down there and 26-9, you know what I mean, and did one of them things on them. And I just think that if we could keep that momentum going, Baker Mayfield gives us something that we haven't had in a couple of years in regards to the quarterback position. That's movement.
Yeah.
That's
Mobile.
movement. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So if he can add that, you know what I mean, to the repertoire, you know what I mean, and gives defenses something to think about. And again, with Evans doing that thing, and I just need respectable running game. I need a respectable running game. We ain't got to tear up the world. I just need to be respectable. And on the defensive side, you know what, Browski, I stay on my Buccaneers secondary, yo. My secondary is
You
TRASH.
gotta you look. You gotta take what you can get from them, man.
Yeah, I
Like
mean, I hear
the
you. I hear
secondary,
you, but I hear you, but I just, I've been talking about my secondary for years. But
Yeah.
it feels good at this point to be 3-1 and not to have to be like, yo, your team stinks, your team is garbage, ha ha ha, why you pick that team and all that. But your Eagles,
But
four
hold
and
up.
zero.
Before
Yeah,
we
go
go
ahead.
to the Eagles, how trash is Jameis Winston that you got Derek Carr, who was obviously injured, shouldn't be
Right.
playing in the game, have to play the game because they have zero confidence in Jameis Winston against his former team. That's
Well,
crazy to me. I mean, people like haven't spoke on that, but I picked up on it. I said, well, when Derek went down in the last game, I'm like, all right, well, I said, well, it's gonna be crazy. James gonna play his former team. I'm like, that should be interesting. And they said, nah, we gonna force this man back in here. He shouldn't even been on the field. And they said, James, you trash. I'd rather have a Derek Carr that's 40%, 45% ready to go than 100% of you.
Mm.
I just thought that was like real, real interesting. And I was like, dang, how terrible is Jameis?
Life
He
come at you
must be
fast.
bad.
So I mean, that sounds like a New Orleans Saints Jameis Winston problem.
Yo,
But I
that
mean,
is
yeah, I mean, but you're right though. I mean, you're gonna put kind of force Derek Carr back into the game because you don't want this guy, and then you don't. I guess you don't trust Taysom Hill. I guess
no,
you know what I
not at all.
mean. But the Miami Dolphins suffered a loss. Remind them they could be on the other end of the stick too. They scored 70 on Denver last week and went into a crucial showdown against the Buffalo Bills. And did we see the real Buffalo Bills finally, or did we see the real Miami Dolphins finally?
Good question. I think it's a little bit of both. Um, we finally got the connection with Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. Seemed like they finally caught their groove, and it shows that Miami defense ain't really that good. You know, they put up 70 points against the Broncos, who
A
is
garbage Broncos team.
I'm on, yeah. That's another dumpster fire going on, and now you go to Buffalo. Um, Emotions is high there because you got Damar Hamlin coming back, playing his first game of the season from after his heart issue on the field last season. So emotions running high, but it shows that Miami you can't score 70 on everybody. Um, and Miami came in full strength with their squad. They had
Right.
Waddle too, so you can't say, "Oh, we ain't had Waddle this week," but you had him against your divisional foe, and this right here is the measuring stick for them. Cause you can't get past Buffalo, you never gonna
Yeah, that's right.
you never
You
gonna get up
can't
for
get
help
you can't get past Buffalo. You're going to be playing on Wild Card Weekend.
all every year. You can't get past
That's it.
Buffalo.
So
You one and
if
done.
you can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't get past the Buffalo Bills, and it looked like, they were outmatched, outclassed. You didn't even think that this was a team that just had, just put 70, up on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I thought it would be
Um,
closer.
yeah, I was kind of surprised by that, especially during the kind of, in the kind of couple of games that Buffalo was coming off of. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So I thought that the real Buffalo Bills show up at home, what I mean, hyped and charged off of Damar Hamlin, or
hmm
just kind of like sick and tired of people, kind of writing them off early in the season, or the Miami Dolphins, they read their own press clippings, you know what I mean, and how great Mike McDaniels is as a coach, and Tua Tagovailoa is doing his thing, and then you got you got Hill, and then you got Waddle coming back, so then they
Waddle,
really gonna be beasting on people. And Buffalo said, "Nah, son, we're not doing it like
not
that.
doing that here. Yeah. So,
We're not doing it."
they came back down to earth. Um, the Bengals. What is going on
Yeah,
in Cincinnati?
yeah, yeah.
The Bengals was a lot of people's Super Bowl pick. I actually had them going deep in the playoffs, but the way that they looking right now, it look like they might not even make the playoffs. And
Listen,
coming and looking at that division, the AFC,
uh-huh.
um, the AFC
North.
North, you know, it's real tight. The teams that we thought would be more competition is a little shaky. I don't see Wind Walker anywhere around because
Now, when Walker,
because
when Walker's at the
we talking about the
force.
AFC North. We don't see Wind around.
You
Those
see him,
Steelers.
you see them making the videos about our defense. Yeah, what about it?
What about the defense? What about your offense, my
Where
man?
is Windwalker?
Yeah,
Windwalker, where's Windwalker?
they they said Kenny, you gotta get out the game. You know, and my thing is, when are we gonna start pointing fingers at Mike Tomlin? You
Yeah,
know, I'm
yeah.
never the person to be like, oh, this guy should be fired or this guy should be done. But I kind of feel like his journey at Pittsburgh is coming to an end. because it seems like whatever he's telling them is not sticking here.
Mhm.
They're not hearing him at
Mhm.
all. So his message could be
But
falling on deaf ears.
let me ask this in
Hmm.
regards to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like, before, the Steelers had, those guys that you knew, like on defense, the Palomalus and, things, guys at the Joey Porters, you know what I mean? Even guys on the defensive line that you knew were going to come through. And then on the offensive side of the ball, you knew what you was getting out of Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
You had Big Ben, you know what I mean? He was throwing the Heinz Ward, you know what I mean? He was throwing to,
Convoy, yeah,
a bunch of people, you know what I'm
bus,
saying?
you know,
Um, so this Steelers team doesn't have any of that.
nah, they
They
tried.
they they tried. They tried, and I'm mad at them for trying.
Hmm.
But they don't have that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? The closest you're gonna get to that right now is having Joey Porter Jr. on your team. That's it. You know what I mean? And I think that, has the Mike Tomlin message be kind of tuned out?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to think so because I'm still a fan of how the Steelers, you could name their three coaches from the last 40 years. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? So Tomlin, Bill Cowher, and Chuck Noll.
Hmm.
So again, that you kind of hate to see, and Tomlin held it down for so long and stuff like that, and you hate to have to hear about his message being pulled out, his philosophy not being bought into. You know what I'm saying? Mike
Yeah.
Tomlin, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Well,
I
showing on
mean,
the field. You're showing them
yeah, yeah,
of how
yeah,
they're playing.
yeah,
I mean, he's
yeah.
even showing cracks by he took Kenny out the game. So now next week they're like, oh well, you don't know. It's gonna be Mitchell Trubisky or it's gonna be Kenny Pickett. You don't know. You know?
And and I'm gonna say this again. I'm not gonna get on no soapbox. And I tell Windwalker if he was here, being that he's on one of his world famous store runs. Y'all shouldn't have taken Kenny Pickett.
No.
I don't care. I don't care what Pittsburgh street he came off of. Y'all shouldn't have took Kenny Pickett. And I'm
He
and
lives
I'm gonna
down the
leave
street
that
from
at
the
that.
stadium.
I'm gonna leave that at that. But when you talk about, like, to me, surprises, I mean, we've been we're 4 weeks deep. Houston, and where's Florida boy Jay at?
We haven't seen them since
We
since,
got, you know what I
since they
mean?
had a problem in
Missing,
Houston.
missing in action ass.
Yeah. Houston, we have a problem. Well, Houston is
Yes.
not having no problem. And I mean, we've been talking about it from day one that they have the best young quarterback. CJ Stroud he can play. He's good. Um, everybody's taking him lightly. Um, D'Amico Ryan's, he got the defense
Mm-hmm.
together. He got the running game. He got his quarterback. I give him, a couple more years. I
Right.
thought that they might look like how Carolina's looking, but in
Right. Right. Right.
in
Right.
the
They
top
had
of the
every
in the top
reason
of
to. Right.
the division,
Right. Right.
you
Right.
know,
Right.
they looking
Right.
down on everybody right now. We know
And
we know
instead
it's
of
4 games in, but CJ looks
right, that's
good.
right too, Browski. And
CJ looks good.
looking at the AFC South right now, we talked about Trevor Lawrence, you know what I mean? But now we talk about, CJ Stroud and Anthony Richardson.
Yeah,
You know what I
I mean
mean?
Trevor's supposed to
So
be leaps and bounds ahead of this guy. He's supposed to be
right.
taking that next step this season, and in the first 4 games, I'm not seeing that at all. And then with the addition of bringing in, you got Calvin Ridley finally back in,
Mm-hmm.
and this is what you are showing us. I expect them to be extremely more dominating on the offensive side, and it kind of showing me that maybe Doug Peterson may be calling the plays, and we all know here in Philly that Dougie P is not the best play caller at all. You know, everybody like to give him credit for bringing the Super Bowl here in Philly, but the man that was calling the plays was Frank Wright. He was Frank's plays. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
hopefully Dougie's not calling those plays, but it's looking a little bit suspect in Jacksonville. Um, but it's still early. It's only 4 games. Not going to jump out the window. Um, but going back to the Bengals, they got a problem. They got a problem up in Cincinnati. I don't know if it's the coordinator or is Joe Burrow not really healthy? Did they force him back a little too soon? You got T. Higgins banged up. Also, not having a contract can also play a part of how he playing on the field, but he also hurt. You got um, the defenses out there zeroing in on Chase out there, and then Cincinnati defense not really that good, and the offensive line always stink. So they got a problem, and time is ticking for them to fix it because it's already 4 games in. We're already 4 games in. You can't wait too long.
That's right. I mean, Cincinnati, like so far, the first 4 weeks, you talk about Cincinnati being a disappointment. They are, you know what I mean? I mean, Joe Burrow's injury notwithstanding, but that's really no excuse. You know what I mean? Who would you rather be right now? The Cincinnati in that division, the Cincinnati Bengals or the Cleveland Browns?
Ooh,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
So every division has their own, questions that they got to deal with. Um, can you shoot the link to the show, the Florida Boy Jay?
I got you.
Yeah, I think he wants to come through and represent for his Jacksonville Jaguars. But yeah, yo, I just feel like a lot of teams, are be jumping the gun this week for, you know what I mean. We're gonna give up. We're gonna do what, week 6. We're gonna do our grades.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Yeah, about week 6 we'll do our grades. Tonight we got the college football top 5. We're gonna put our bids in, put our little votes in, and see what it is. But yeah, I mean, as far as week 4, I mean, the Jets. Everybody thought that they were going to get stomped out by Kansas City. You know what I mean?
yeah, that good showing.
It was good, and I think that's what you're going to get out the Jets. They'll pull some off, and some, they might come up short. You know what I mean? But I think
Not
that
letting me share it.
huh?
Says not letting me share it. Let me see. But yeah,
I sent I
the,
sent I sent him the link. I wanted to check his messages, and I sent him the link.
yeah,
But
the,
anyway,
the Jets the Jets definitely come out a good showing. Very controversial call at the end. When
yeah,
they call
Sauce
someone
Gardner, yeah,
pass
yo.
interference. I don't. I seen worse. So I'm kind of side eyeing the refs because look who we talking about. Golden Boy. Patrick Mahomes. He already threw 2 picks. Can't let him, throw the third. Um, I think I think the rest was a little too sensitive on that play. They couldn't let that slide. It wasn't much, it wasn't like it threw him off his route, made it more difficult for him to catch the ball. It wasn't much. So I feel like the rest were just a little too quick to throw the trigger on that. But Zach Willard, had his version of a butt fumble when he just dropped the ball. They hiked the ball. He just literally just dropped the ball. So he got to clean it up some more. I'm hopefully he's getting his confidence back. I think all that stuff in the media. You got Joe Namath calling you trash out in the public. People agreeing with him. So I think his confidence is shot.
Okay.
You got Broadway Joe on calling you trash. He basically said Zach Wilson is trash. You know, Broadway said I can suit up and do better
Listen,
than this guy.
listen. It was debates about that. You know what I mean? Whether Joe Namath was out of pocket. Joe Namath could say whatever he want to say. Joe Namath will never be out of pocket when it comes to the Jets. You know what I mean? Joe Namath's word is bond when it comes to the Jets. I think that he earned that right, and if he sees, Zach Wilson not, playing up to his to how he's supposed to be playing or how he's capable of playing, well, why not? By all means, speak to that. You know what I'm saying? By all means, speak to it. You know what I'm saying? And Joe Namath is just, for me, is just the guy to do it. We got some workers in the chat room. Seahawks looking good. Salute. Yeah, when you play the Giants,
everybody look good against the Giants.
They're have to be looking lovely out here.
Yo, everybody looking great against the Giants. And you know what's so crazy? That hit on Geno, it was suspect. I was like, wow. I felt like he was trying to take Geno out the game. Geno came back in and took care of the rest. Danny Dimes, what, 160 million, right? That's what 160 million gets you nowadays.
Yeah. So and people like us on the best sports show that you've never heard of told you that was we're not gonna say bad because we don't talk like that around these parts. That was an unwise investment,
an unwise decision.
You know what I'm saying?
An unforgiven contract right there.
Yeah, and you put all your eggs in the basket trying to compete with these other guys, and the quality of quarterback that you have is not on. Listen, I'm gonna speak the truth. Rowski, you already know.
Speak it.
Send me the emails, mckip@gmail.com. Listen, you already know that the quarterback quality that you have with the New York Giants is not on the par with the Lamars. Hey, that rhymes. The Joe Burrows, not even the Dak Prescotts.
No. Danny
Dimes is going to have his moments, but $160 million worth of moments? I don't think so.
But
I don't think so.
That's the Giants' fault. I mean, they looked at Danny and said,
and what did they see, Browski? They looked at Danny Dimes and what did they see?
They said, you're our guy. We believe in you. We gonna give you.
What did they see? Like I'm saying, like I don't know, kid.
You had one decent season, and then we want to throw the bag at you. The Giants haven't had a receiver in God knows how long. They ran Saquon to the ground when now Saquon is hurt every other game.
Right. He's fragile now. Right. He's fragile.
Yeah, like he only before it was like, oh, he might give you like 6 games, 7 games before he started getting hurt. He got hurt second game. It was what, game 2? He hurt. Yeah. He out, all day. So it's like the Giants have been a bad organization for a while since they won that last Super Bowl. It's been going downhill up in New York. New York definitely needs some help for both teams. It's crazy. I feel bad for y'all. Not really.
Who is y'all?
I feel bad for those New York Jets.
You better say them. I had nothing to do with that.
I don't really feel bad because at the end of the day, is Eagles all day. Well, we can't wait to see the Giants so that we can lay the smack down on them too. Like we can't wait to see them.
See? Listen. I mean, 3-1 is 3-1 is 3-1. You know what I'm saying?
But guess what you want?
And again, at the end of the day, we can dish it out as well as we can take it. I just hope that we can continue and you know what? I don't need like a 4 or 5 game losing streak. I can take a loss here, loss there, because it comes with the territory. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But as far as like losing 5 and 6 games in a row, come on, man, knock it off. And again, I'm relying on the schedule to kind of help us out a little bit. You know what I mean?
I get that.
Anything else you want to add on in regards to week 4 before we keep it pushing?
Oh well, I definitely got to talk about my man Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles. Going out there winning a tough divisional game that we made it tougher on our own. We made it tougher on ourselves for real. Like it
That's what
shouldn't
y'all
have
do.
went it shouldn't have went to overtime. Um, it shouldn't have been that much drama at the end, but that's what we do. We
Right.
when we play and within that division, it's like a roller coaster. You can't have the faint of hearts being the Eagles fan. You're gonna love them, you're gonna hate them, you're gonna smile, you're gonna cry. You go through every emotion watching the Eagles game. But at the end of the day, a win is a win. 4-0 per usual, as we expected. We still have some things that we need to buckle up. Secondary still looking a little shaky, but we just signed like we just signed a safety. No, we signed a corner, Bradley Roby. He's to play for the
Okay.
Saints. So we got some help in the secondary. Um, Washington, a tough opponent, especially going against Eric. He beat us last year in the Super Bowl. You know, he came out there with the same philosophy. This year, against us. A lot of quick throws. A lot of slants. Catch throw by the catch. Um, I can't get it out. Just a lot of yards after the catch. Us just sitting in the zone. They was able to pick the zone away, but at the end of the day, we found a way to win. Um, it was a great battle watching AJ Brown against a rookie. They was going at it,
Mm.
of course, and then AJ Brown, super emotional wide receiver, had to get that 15-yard penalty by dropping the
Mm-hmm.
ball in his lap. I'm like, my man, we know he trash. You've been trashing him all game.
Right.
He had to
Right.
drop the ball in his lap. Like we trying to go home. We ain't trying to play extra quarter. We trying to go home, but
We ain't trying to give these people no free football.
exactly, we trying to ship the Commanders back down I-95. We telling Magic and them pack up and go.
Right. You're ready. You're ready. You're ready for basketball season. You don't belong here.
Get out of here. We side eyeing Joe Harris in the owner's box because we like, oh, you the ops right now. You
Mm.
the enemy right now. We all know that you the Sixers owner, but right now you the enemy because you the Commanders owner, which is
Right.
still
Right.
wild
Right.
to me. But we took care of those bums. They had Sam Howell out there looking like he was Sam Montana earlier. Throwing the ball, had a little bit of early Brett Favre in them. Aaron Rodgers, he running around. He running 12 yards run, 15 yards run. I'm like, yo, can we make this kid uncomfortable? Like he was too comfortable in the pocket.
Mm.
But like I said, we got the win. Next week we got the Rams, and then that's when we start going down, the rabbit hole. Rams, Jets, and then we see Miami. Then it
That's what
gets a
it
little
is.
shaky, But I see people talking about this Taylor Swift stuff. That's crazy to me too. It's like Taylor Swift is from the Philadelphia area. She's a traitor to everybody here in Philly. You
So
do
they should
not.
be booing her like they did Santa Claus.
Yeah, oh, we will definitely boo. She's a traitor. Traitor, Taylor Swift. That's right.
Mm.
You heard it
All right,
here. Taylor
listen,
Swift is a traitor. Traitor.
talk your ish. I ain't mad at you because
We don't
I didn't
bang
get the
with her.
connection anyway. You know what I mean?
We don't bang with her right now.
You know what I'm saying? So they're not rocking with Taylor Swift right now.
Nope.
Um, week week is how Colorado's been looking. Week after these last 2 weeks.
Oh man, don't say that.
I'm not. I'm just saying that it was to be expected. You know what I mean? But it would have been a lot better if we would have had Travis Hunter out there. So I'm not going to really just pile on. I'm not. I'm not going to say that. I mean, would they have lost to Oregon? They probably would have, but who knows at this point if they would have had a healthy Travis Hunter. You know what I mean?
I don't
I
think
mean,
they would
coming
got
off of
blown out that much. I
right.
still think they would have lost. Now,
Okay.
Saturday against UFC,
Right.
maybe they would have won. Yeah, UFC is a beast, but guess what? That beast let Colorado come back and score 41 points.
Because that's what USC does.
Okay.
USC got to score 40 because they're going to give up 35.
Yeah, so I feel like if Travis was in that game, maybe he would have caught a couple passes from Sador. Maybe he would have, swatted away a couple balls. Like he might have
Right. That's right. That's right.
He could have been a
I'm
factor
with that.
in that
Absolutely.
game. So
Absolutely.
I was surprised that USC let him come back that close because I'm looking at Lincoln Riley like, yo, I'm like, score.
They wasn't worried about defense. They was just worried about piling up the points. They wanted to score. They wasn't worried about the defense. They was just trying to score and score. They did.
But
we're gonna do this tonight. We're gonna go ahead.
But one thing I'll say about that game definitely helped Sador Heisman hopes and his NFL draft stock because he came all the way back. Like he put the team on his back and was out there steamrolling them in the second half. It's crazy. They I feel like they might win this Saturday. From what I saw against UFC, I feel like they might
win. The two boogeymen are off the schedule now. They did their thing against Oregon. They did the thing against USC. So now they can kind of settle into a groove. And now it's about Travis Hunter getting him back healthy and finishing this thing strong. You know what I mean? Because those games are against the average. I mean, they got to play Washington. I think that's going to be another one.
They got to play Washington.
Yeah, they got to play Washington. That's
UCLA.
Okay.
And
but see that to me that'd be like the same thing, Washington is going to, I ain't gonna say murder them, but Washington is going to do some things.
It's going to be a tough out. Washington's going to be a tough out.
Yeah, Washington's going to be tough. You know what I mean? Yeah. But hopefully, what we talked about in the beginning, get them to 6 wins, 7 wins, get them bowl eligible.
I still see I see 3 wins.
You know what I mean? Get them, no matter how they do it, get them bowl eligible because at this point in the game, the people who get paid millions of dollars to do this, they would have probably thought, Colorado would be 0-3, 0-4 by now. You know what I mean? They weren't supposed to win no games. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them. Where would you have Colorado? Would you have them in the top 20, top 25? Where would you have them?
Nah, they outside the top 25.
Okay.
If they would have beat UFC, if they would have complete the full comeback, then I probably had them around probably 22, 23 if they would have, made that comeback. But they outside the top 25 right now.
So that's a dope segue.
I agree. See, someone said 22. Yeah, right around that area. Yep.
That's what's up. Wow. Comments is in the chat room. That's what's up. 22 is what it is. I feel like Colorado is going to do what they do, but that's a perfect segue to what we get ready to discuss right now. Yada Bear Browski got 5 votes. I got 5 votes. Who's your top 5 right now? I'm gonna let you go first. You go ahead.
Top 5.
As of right now, your top 5.
Just period. Just like my top 5.
Yeah, right now.
Well, of course, number 1 we still have to be Georgia. You big dogs. The Georgia Bulldogs, number 1. 2. Top two, number two guys. I like. I would have to give a shout out to Florida State. Florida State been playing crazy out there. They look good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I gotta go with Michigan. Them starting the season without their coach. Without Harbaugh. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and still being a 5-0. Um, I gotta go with Texas too. Texas came out the gate looking strong. Beating Alabama.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Getting Alabama. I feel like anybody who get Alabama out of here is okay with me. They got Alabama out of here early. What's that? So I got Georgia, Michigan, Texas, Florida State, and I will not be a proud Pennsylvanian if I don't show some love to my Penn State guys up in State College. I gotta go
I
with the
feel you.
boys ranked number 6 right now, playing pretty tough. But we all know if you can't beat Ohio State or teams like that, then all that just go out the window. But right now they looking pretty strong. I mean, you got a lot of teams right now, like we spoke before, with Washington, Oregon, even Notre Dame. They just knocked off Duke, who was looking tough too. So there's a lot of teams that's still out there, but I'm gonna go with that, with those five
All
from right.
right.
It's what do Stephen A. say? Oh, it's fluid.
It's
It
fluid.
moves.
Okay, I can dig it. It's fluid. Right. My top five and your top five is pretty much the same, but it has some fluidity.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I'm gonna start from number five. I'm gonna go with Florida State.
Okay.
I mean, again, at the end of the day, it's Florida State. You know what I mean? Um, they got Virginia Tech next, Syracuse and Duke all at home. Um, if they could get to an undefeated regular season, I see you, Florida boy Jay. If they get to an undefeated regular season, then they can make some noise playoff wise. Number four, I'm gonna mess with Ohio State.
Okay.
Even though they had an off week, you know what I mean. They still got some things to prove in that Big Ten. Like you said, they have some big games coming up, but I'm still gonna give them that respect and put them in number four.
Okay.
Number three, Georgia.
Okay.
And the reason why I said number three, the last they've had their two SEC games this season, they've trailed in both of them, right? Um, and I think that the Georgia team that everybody wants to see is in Philly right now.
They definitely are.
Making
4
money.
0.
You
Living
know
it
what I
up.
mean? I think that they barely survived against Auburn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think that's why Georgia for me would be number three. Michigan would be number two. I think that as the calendar starts to get flipped and it starts to get a little colder outside, I think that Michigan is going to really start to play the ball that they like to play. Now they got their coach back in full effect.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Harbaugh can do what he does. Michigan's undefeated. They ran through Nebraska. You
Yeah,
know what
they
I
did.
mean?
Yep.
And the defense, has allowed his third touchdown of the season. Somebody stopped the presses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Word up. But the number one team, and for me, is the Texas Longhorns. Um, I think that what they did against Kansas, they scored the last 20 points of the game against Kansas. That Kansas was hanging with them pretty tough.
Mm-hmm.
They beat Alabama. They're undefeated.
In
I
Alabama,
mean,
that.
yeah, on the road. So yeah, so I think that the Texas Longhorns earned that, and the teams that I had on the outside looking in, Washington,
Mm-hmm.
Penn State, and Oregon in no particular order.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that when you talk about this college football thing, it's better to be undefeated and be around the chase because if you got a couple of teams that's especially like in the same conference, like it used to be like the SEC, they was
Yeah.
going to cannibalize each other. So all you had to do was do what you need to do, and you could pop right up in there. What is it? Which team that we haven't mentioned do you like? They don't even have to be
Um,
like a top 5 or top 10 or even top. Which team that we did not mention you like?
well, I like Duke. You know, I like their quarterback. I think he's I think he's going to be a turn to be a good NFL quarterback. And I'll say Miami because Miami always flash on the screen. Um, are they the Miami of the old? Not quite,
No, hell
but
no.
look, no, but you know they're they're getting back. You know, Miami has been an afterthought for a while. It's nice to see them.
True,
You know,
true.
in the top 25. You know, winning games. You know, bringing back that feeling back in Miami.
Undefeated. They undefeated. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
yeah, undefeated because you know when you think about the golden age of like college football, Miami. You know, you always got
Miami, Nebraska, Penn State,
Nebraska, Penn State. Like,
Oklahoma. Them
yeah,
days are
like those
gone,
teams.
man.
So I feel like when Miami is good, it's like, ooh, college football is really good.
Right.
But college football is it's great right now. So yeah, I'll say Miami, Duke, Kentucky. I mean, look at
Yeah,
Kentucky.
that okay. That was gonna be the team I was gonna say,
Yeah,
Kentucky.
I mean, I'm
You
like
know what I
saying, look at
mean?
Kentucky. You know
They you see what they did to Florida and Ray Davis was
exactly.
doing his like what he had 280 on the ground.
Yes, he
So
did.
so salute. That was gonna be my pick, Kentucky.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Because I think and that's SEC again. You know
yeah,
what I mean? And again, we talk about them as like a basketball school and all
yeah.
of that.
The
But
SEC is now
yeah,
becoming
the
superior
SEC,
in football.
absolutely. Word up. Word up. We in the building, man, down at In Sports Talk. Myself and my co-D out of Bear in the house. Missing in action is Florida boy Jay. He'll be all right. The Houston Texans didn't beat you that bad. It'll be all right. Um,
I
the
know
Pittsburgh
Win got right
Steelers.
back.
Win Walker's missing in action.
Win is
That's
definitely
all
missing.
right, Win. Hey, listen, Yada. The Houston Texans, they beat you that bad. It's gonna be
Listen, they'll be like Houston, we got a problem. Like
yeah,
it's a
it's gonna
problem
be
in
all right.
Houston, man.
And a special shout out to Party Life, yo.
Listen, he
Let's go. Let's
that
go, Bounty.
we like when we talked to him before, we know how he
Uh-huh.
feel about his Mariners. You know that the up and down, and the
Right.
down came fast and
Right.
hard. You know
And,
that
and
that
so
fast.
and we see how he really feel about his Mariners.
And we definitely see how he. I see it every day when he up on Twitter. It was crazy, but I feel like his spirits is up now. You know, because the Seahawks won. You know, Seahawks beat the brakes off the
Yeah,
Giants.
man. But listen, this is the spot right here. Like
I feel you win.
we love when you come in and represent your squads,
Mm-hmm.
but this don't represent your squads when y'all on a 7-game winning streak. You know what I'm saying?
Put the highs
Like
and the lows, right?
that's kind of whack. Don't I mean if we could take the slings and arrows because I'm a Yankee fan and we dead and staking, but I'm here for it. You know what I mean? We earned that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a Buccaneers fan and a Knicks
Mm-hmm.
fan, so
Mm-hmm.
you already know the vibes. I'll be taking it from this one over here.
Wait a minute.
You know what I
Wait a
mean?
minute. My man
I'll be
is typing
taking
in the chat. He gonna say the Pittsburgh Steelers are good. Good where?
yeah. All right. When is that Win Walker?
Yes, it is.
He need to come on in here and come take his whooping. Come on in here.
He said he on
Come
the
on.
road. He said he on the road right
He's
now.
on the road. Okay.
But
He's on the road. Okay.
I can say they bad.
Was the store open?
I can't say that they're good. Okay, I can't say that they're good. Okay, because right now it's not looking really good in Pittsburgh. Okay, it's
Nah, it's
looking
not. It's not looking good in
really
Pittsburgh
bad
at
up
all.
there. It's looking
But
bad.
again, it's week 4, about to head into week 5.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you get those picks in down in Sports Talk Facebook group. All right, get your picks in. Major League Baseball playoffs.
Yes.
We gonna get a little play-by-play action.
Oh man, we could definitely get some right now.
All right, so
we got
we got some play-by-play action coming up for the Philadelphia Phillies in their game against the Miami Marlins.
We got Bryson
And
Stott up
here
the
we go.
plate.
Actually, give us a play-by-play. What's happening?
We got Bryson Stott up the plate. It's the bottom of the fourth. We got a man at second and third. No outs. Phillies up 1-0. Bryson right now is ahead of the count 1-0. You got Castellanos at second base, and you got JT at third right now.
So who's on the mound for the Marlins?
What's his name? I can't pronounce his name right. What is it? Lorenzen? Lo, I can't pronounce his name.
That's what's up. And
But
who's pitching?
he's
Who's pitching for the Phillies?
Zach Wheeler Bryson just hit into center field. We got 2 runs. 1 run scored. Castellanos called out at the plate. Bryson is at second. So now it's 2-0 Phillies with 1 out. It was a good throw from center field. JT scored from third. Castellanos tried to score from second. He got called out right at the plate. It was a great throw to the plate. That was a really good throw. I have to give credit where credit due. Good throw, great tag. You got tag around the chest when you're going in for the head first slide. But right now you got Pache up the plate. You still got it's the bottom of the fourth. Phillies 2-0. And we got Stop at second base. Pache down 0-1.
So what do you think in regard?
Oh man, the catcher lost catcher couldn't find the ball. The ball got thrown in the dirt, and Stop was able to steal third. So then we got a run at third, 1 out. So I feel like we should sweep them. You know, we should take these 2 games, get ready for a showdown with the Braves. And I'm confident that our team, as I've been stating all season, we are built for the postseason. So we are not afraid of the Braves.
We're about to find out.
Oh, we are not afraid of the Braves in the 7-game series.
We're about to find out.
We can definitely take them out once again. We are built for the postseason. I feel like we may have a matchup with the Phillies and the Orioles, and Christian Pache just hit a ball in center field, ground ball straight up the middle. Stop into the score. Pache with RBI single, 3-0. Bottom of the fourth, Phillies with just 1 out. Man on first.
There you go.
We got Rojas coming up to bat. He's already won. He's already 1-1 because he hit a single and the third already.
Okay.
So we are.
So there you have it right there.
Actually
getting with the play-by-play in for her Philadelphia Phillies.
I'm telling you, this team, we're going back. I felt like we made in the World Series against the Baltimore Orioles.
I mean, that's cool.
Someone salty. So somebody over
there. Yeah. I feel some kind of way, and I have to make a pick. So it just is what it is. I think it was going to be the Atlanta Braves and the Orioles in the World Series.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it is. Earlier today, Game 1 in Minnesota, the Twins behind 2 home runs behind Royce Lewis defeated the Toronto Blue Jays 3-1 in the first game of their Wild Card Series in the American League. Game 1 in Tampa, comedy of errors. The Tampa Bay Rays is making errors all over the place.
Ball in Tampa,
absolutely. Everybody could catch the ball. Nobody knew where they was throwing the ball to. It ended up with the Texas Rangers winning 4-0 down in Tampa to take a 1-game lead. Score update from Milwaukee. We got the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Milwaukee Brewers tied at 4 in the bottom of the 5th inning. So, the hunt for October begins tonight. In earnest. You know what I mean? We got the Phillies in the building. The Yankees are, and standing in line at Home Depot waiting for their receipts, for their batteries, and Browski and their 75-inch TVs. You know what I mean? Um, so yeah, that's all I'm gonna say on that right now. Um, the WNBA finals are here and in full effect.
They are set.
Full effect mode, like full effect mode, like I'll be sure. Um, the Liberty and the Las Vegas Aces definitely in the building. That's definitely the finals that everybody talked about and said it wouldn't be right if it wasn't that. And we're
Hmm.
finally here.
Yeah.
Browski, you want to give your analysis? We're going to overtime tonight, y'all. We're going overtime. Down in Sports Talk, we in
Yeah.
the building.
Oh man, definitely. This is what we expected from the season. We saw all the off-season moves. Excuse me. Breonna Stewart coming over from Seattle, John Crowell Jones coming from Connecticut. You got Courtney Vandersloot coming in from Chicago. Um, this is what we expected when we see these moves. We saw Candace Parker leave Chicago, go to Vegas. And Vegas was already a stacked team. Defending champions from last season. This season, excuse me, strong. And hold on one sec.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, they're literally in the Aces, and I suspect they go all 5 games.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a classic. Put you in the mind of those Liberty and Houston Comets finals, and now it's just moved into to the new millennium where you have these women who are great basketball players and putting on shows. They're gonna every game is gonna be sold out. All the eyes are gonna be watching this, and I guess now you could go like the casual WNBA fan might tune into it because it's the Liberty and the Vegas Aces. But I think strategy wise, they're two evenly matched teams.
Uh huh.
You the Liberty would kind of given it to the Aces late in the season when they did have those matchups and they won the what was it, the Champions Cup or the Governors Cup or you know what I mean?
Commissioner Cup.
The Commissioners Cup.
Yeah.
And so both teams are gonna have to carry their pails into work every night.
Yeah.
You
This
know
should
what I
be a
mean?
long season.
Somebody's legacy is gonna be written.
Oh
You know what I
yeah.
mean in this series right here.
I mean, when you look at the teams, a lot of there's a lot of controversy about Breonna Stewart winning MVP. People thought they should have went to Aja Wilson again, but I'm like, we know that you're the best. Can't win in every season, you know. We know that you are a beast on both ends, but so is Brianna. Um, like I said, I feel like it's gonna go, off. It's gonna go all 5 games, and I feel like it could be a toss up. I think it's gonna be like one of the best series that we had in the WNBA in a long time. You mentioned the Houston Comets versus the Rebecca Lobo Liberty team, um, or when the LA Sparks versus you know those Liberty teams because they was always going back and forth with the Detroit Shock team. So
Right, right,
it's
right,
going
right,
to
right.
be it's definitely going to be a heavyweight fight. It's going to be a better fight than that Canelo fight for sure. And I think it's going to go down to um the paint. Aja Wilson versus
Right.
John Paul Jones. Those
Mm-hmm.
battling out in the paint. Um, Because when you see, because like when you look at it, it's like, oh, you're thinking it'd be the outside shooting, the Kelsey Plums, and 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 the
Jackie Young.
Sabrina, and her name's escapes me.
Jackie Young.
Yeah, Jackie Young, and like you think of all of that, but when it really comes down to it, John Crow Jones has been playing her best basketball for the past month, into the playoffs. She really found her groove. Um, she, at first she was looked at as like the third option, but on most nights she's the first option. It's like once they get her going, everything opens up for everybody else. Shooting threes is flashy. Sabrina's pulling up at half court, laying down threes. But when you get down to the X's and O's, what's happening in the paint with John Crow for that New York Liberty team is what's really important. And with her going against Audra Wilson, that's going to be like two heavyweights battling out down there on that paint. And I'm excited to see it. I think it's going to be great. And I'm kind of thinking the Liberty might pull this out. They kind of got the Aces number this season. Like you mentioned earlier, them going to Vegas, winning the Commissioner Cup. Even before the Commissioner Cup final, they blew them out in New York. They beat them by like 30 in New York before the Commissioner Cup final. So I kind of feel like the Liberty might be the Aces kryptonite, but we'll see. I know y'all New York folks gonna be all Liberty all day.
Yeah, it's Liberty all the time. I'm gonna say this: the New York Liberty, the only original WNBA franchise to never win a championship. They retooled and remodeled the roster
so many times.
And what they did now, this is the fruits of their labor is going to be shown right here in this final. You're not going into a final against a team that you're expected to beat, or what I mean. You're going into a team that's going to come, throw blows at you like you're throwing blows at them. You know what I mean? You finished second in the regular season standings behind Las Vegas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even though you had an 800 winning percentage. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
and the fact that the Liberty haven't been to the finals since 2002.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Yep. And again, I think that, having the entire city, again, we need to put our energy somewhere because we got
that's the only winning franchise right got in the city right now.
Right. So to keep it really real,
the Barclays Center should be sold out.
Is the only thing that's popping right now. You know what I'm saying?
Look,
so
they better sell out the Barclays Center. The Barclays Center should be sold out. Okay.
Yeah, it should be. The Barclays Center should be sold out. I'm looking for a great series. It's definitely probably gonna go to 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
They have to milk this thing like the NBA does. You know what I mean? And make it happen. You got the 2 best teams in there. So now let's give us a classic final that everybody's going to be talking about. You know what I mean? Because again, we saw what could happen when you bring some dramatics into the game. When you turn women's college basketball into Twitter, and you see what happened. Everybody got they NIL deals, their $1 million deals.
Everybody making money.
Everybody making money. So
everybody moving
what WNBA is going to do.
From Stanford to LSU, making collegiate super teams. They making college super teams right now. So to me,
they end up getting cut. They end up getting drafted and then end up getting cut from the WNBA.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's
crazy.
I'm hearing whispers about a team going to Golden State. Going to San Francisco.
To the Bay Area, yeah.
The Warriors. Also heard some stuff about, maybe a team coming here in Philly. Heard about another team that may be popping up. It was one other city they was talking about. I think it was about Boston or somewhere like that. But these are cities that have firm roots in basketball. Philly, Boston, like we have like some of the grassroots NBA teams.
Right.
So history here. These are basketball history. We have basketball royalty, within these cities, and we should have a WNBA team. So it
should be a no-brainer that those cities have WNBA franchises. Absolutely.
Yeah. And as much as women's college sports is blowing up, college basketball.
That's right. And as much as y'all claim to want to see it thrive, You want to see it grow. You want to see it blossom, but you're still stagnating and not putting franchises where you know the support will be. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yes.
So that's what that is. We're about to get up out of here, but before we get out of here, you know how we give it up. Browski, it's on you. I know anything you want to get down on before we get up
Yes.
out of here.
I'm right with you when let's get down on Jimmy's Butler hair and media.
Oh, I'm gonna
What
fall back and let y'all do what
is
y'all do.
going on? My man came out here looking like a fake Andre 3000. He looked like
Jermaine Stewart.
Jermaine. He looked like
We don't have to take our clothes off. Jermaine
yeah,
Stewart.
right?
That's looking
Like he
like
looking like he's saying, "Do you remember?"
you know what I mean?
Like I just understand. Last year he came in with the fake locks, the faux
With the
locks.
locks, yeah, with
His
the
hair
locks,
was all
right?
acting up like the day
Talk
before.
about hey Browski, talk about Bombaras.
Yeah.
Talk about Bombaras.
Last year he was faking. This year he's emo now. You
Right,
know,
yeah. I ain't doing
understand what's going on.
He's emo.
Like, you know why he's emo? He's emo because Dame
I got
went to
you.
the
What you say, Browski? I got your emo.
Bucks. Emo era because Dame went to the Bucks now.
I
Okay?
got your emo. Word
Right?
up.
And then also, media day. Of course, here in Philly, James Harden didn't show up. But
Right, right.
then today he said, "Oh, I'm gonna be at training camp." Yes, because if you don't show up, you was going to get fined and you
Right.
wasn't going to get paid. Like this new CBA that has been put into effect is now protecting the teams against players like him and the
Mm-hmm.
Ben Simmons and the
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Durant's and the Kyrie Irvings who want to
And
sign
the
these
and the Kawhi Leonards.
and the Kawhi, yeah, who want to sign these contracts, and then a couple months later or the next year you want to be traded when you only year one in a 4-year deal.
Right.
No, it doesn't work that way. So now you have to come to work. Guess what? We want to trade you. We're trying to trade you, but
You trying to
as
get rid
you
of you,
can
man.
see, your value isn't as high as you thought, my dude.
Right.
Okay, and at the end of the day, I don't care if Daryl Morey said he was going to pay you, trade you. He has a boss too, and he has to answer to that man. And if he says no to that signing, or I don't like the sound of that trade, it's not going to happen.
Not
So
going down.
be a man, go to work, and maybe up your value so that we can get you out of here.
And
But
then you
I
know what?
definitely don't want to
You
see.
know what? You know what, Browski? Not to cut your wisdom.
Yeah, go ahead, my man.
It's like for me, and especially in current times, when you talk about these star players and where they want to go, and they making these demands, and then they end up in the outskirts of Bulgaria somewhere. You know what I mean? You think you want to go to Miami, but you end up in Milwaukee. You know what I mean? So you putting the power back into the owner's hands, and the owners are like, you mean this dude is going to do, and he wants to go where? Send him to the opposite. Send him to the opposite. Wherever you want to go, send him to the opposite of that. You know what I mean? We out here to bend over backwards and acquiesce to your demands. We already do that by signing you to these wild contracts that you're not worth.
Yep.
So now you want us to benefit you even more by trading you somewhere where you want to go, where you want to pay, where you want to play at, where you're going to advance your career while we stuck here in purgatory? I don't think so.
Exactly. After we can give you millions and
Hey.
hundreds of millions of dollars,
Hey.
get out of here.
Knock it off, man. You know what I mean? So again, at the end of the day, a lot of these guys, I hate to say it, and it's going to sound kind of crazy, but a lot of these cats are getting what they deserve.
Oh no,
You know what I mean?
I agree.
And I don't know how that might sound to some people, but a lot of these cats is getting what they deserve. They make these outrageous demands when you haven't even done nothing. I mean, you hit a bunch of game winning shots, but did you do it in the finals?
but you never
Nah.
hit the big shot, right?
So why am I jumping out the window when all of a sudden when you've been loyal, dead, and I'm talking about Damian Lillard, we call names out here, we don't talk in riddles, right? So when you're talking about, oh, I put in my sweat, which you have, absolutely. I'm not disparaging that by no stretch of the imagination, my guy.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, when the writing was on the wall, right? When they drafted Scoot Henderson, I mean, what else did you need to know?
The writing was on the
Yeah,
wall when that
yeah, the
when
writing
the
was on the
decision was
wall before
made.
that.
Yeah.
They was and with the Portland Trailblazers and their history, right?
Mm-hmm.
They better hope and pray that Scoot Henderson works out. And then how it worked out was that you had Damian Lillard. You drafted Scoot Henderson. You traded Damian Lillard for Drew Holiday. Then
You trade Drew Holiday,
you
and
traded
now
Drew Holiday
and
to
now
Boston
yep, and
to
now you
replace
got Robert Williams.
To replace Marcus Smart.
Yep. Now that right there, that move hurt the Sixers more than that Dame move. The Dame move, we didn't care about that because truthfully, in my eyes, the Bucks didn't really get that much better because one, Dame don't play defense. Drew played defense on the wing. And in the East, we all know wings are really important around here. He played defense, he get his own shot, he facilitate. Dame, he doesn't play defense. He's always hurt.
Mm.
He's always hurt. So you traded for Dame for what, 60 games, maybe 55, Hopefully he's ready for the playoffs. And then you also, you know, got Giannis, who also
Mm-hmm.
has been getting injured lately now.
And Middleton, right? That's right.
And then also Chris Middleton, who always hurt. He missed the whole playoffs a year ago. Just left Giannis out there by himself. So it's that didn't really hurt me that much, but the Drew Holiday to Boston, that's right there. That's the one because Boston has already always had our number, you know. And then you bring
Mm-hmm.
in Drew Holiday with Jaylen Brown, with
With,
Tatum, with
right. And
Porzingis.
with
So
Porzingis,
now
right? But
that's what it
that toughness, and listen, we just getting started with the NBA talk because we about
Yeah.
to get busy. We got to for
Oh,
real,
it's
for real.
about to be real
Yeah,
busy up in here.
the toughness. I want to see where they are with that because
Yeah.
the Robert Williams guy. You know what I mean?
Well, he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone. Yeah, I'm saying he's gone. So what are they going to do? Inside in the paint ride, Porzingis and Jason Tatum. He's now going to play the contact. You know what I mean? And Drew Holiday's going to have the ball in his hand. You know what I mean? So again, I want to see what they're going to do.
Yeah.
But I feel you on that hurting the Sixers
hurt.
in this situation because man,
Yeah, that hurt because soon as I saw the deal, we brought Dame to the Bucks and Drew to the Trailblazers, I said, you got to get Drew. I said everything will be fine. You bring Drew Holiday in, I'm okay. They couldn't get it done. Now we go into training camp, and it's like I don't know. I don't know what to expect. Jimmy Butler's holding us hostage. James Harden holding us hostage. The only way that I can feel better about the Sixers this season is that they make a move to get James out of here and maybe bring in a guy like a Zach LaVine. Chicago has been selling Zach LaVine for 2 years now.
yeah, 2 years plus, right,
Yeah, they've been
right.
trying to get this guy out of here. I feel like if we can make that move, I will welcome him here with open arms because that would help Joel one with the scoring and then we have a scorer on the wing. We haven't had a consistent wing scorer in years since we had Jimmy Butler. When we had Jimmy, it was like, oh, we got scoring from the three.
Right.
We got a guy out there. Ever since then, we haven't had that guy. We have been longing for that guy, and it could be Zach, but we'll see. Training camp just opened up. We're going to war with Kelly Oubre and Danny Green with a new
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
with a look with
Um,
ACL and Pat Beverly and Mo. I
there
just
you go. Um, my get down on it is going to be in regards to um my Yankees, and this is the last I'm gonna say about this until next season. Um, you know how it feels now. It's another year gone by, another calendar year gone by, right? Since 2009, right? So going into spring training in 2024, it's going to be 15 years.
mm,
And I don't want to get into a whole dialogue about how I feel about that because y'all already know. I put something on Facebook about how I feel about it. Um, the package that they received at Yankee Stadium today is ticking, and what I mean by that is that they got to blow that thing up. I'm at the point right now where you gotta get some different energy in here. You know what I mean? The young kids that you got, even when you brought Dominguez up at the end of September, he still got hurt.
yeah, he did.
He still got hurt. And he was the best thing going for the Yankees. We went down to Houston and swept that. Not on the straight to Aaron Judge. Not in the straight to DJ LeMahieu. It was Jason Dominguez.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's dealing with a UCL injury. So that's how the Yankees' luck is gone for the last 15 years. We get beat by these teams because we don't have a team. We got a bunch of individuals that would rather see them have a bobblehead day than to move the runner in the scoring position. I'm saying, I'm Browski. I'm saying.
They might have a bobblehead day.
Yeah, he might have a bobblehead
And move the runner
instead of moving the runner over. You know what I'm saying? And I've been talking about, like, I keep it all the way green when it comes to this sports stuff and baseball stuff. Like, because I give my opinion. I don't give an opinion that I heard somebody else say already. No, we don't do that over here, right? I've been talking about the Baltimore Orioles, and Browski will be my witness.
Yeah,
since they brought the kid Adley Rushman up, the catcher.
Yeah,
I was on him, like, yo.
Yeah.
And he's like the catalyst. And the reason why I bring the Baltimore Orioles up is look at Aaron Hicks.
Yeah.
Aaron Hicks couldn't hit his sister in a car going 90 miles an hour down Flatbush Avenue. He couldn't hit her in a wheelchair with no wheels on it. He goes to Baltimore and he turns into Frank Robinson, Brooks Robinson, Jackie Robinson, all of them dudes. All of a sudden. Yeah. Like, that's how the Yankee season is going, yo. We get these dudes, they play like they cripple. They play like, we get ready to murder them when they leave the stadium. They go somewhere else. And look, Joey Gallo, another example.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? And it speaks to the Yankees as an organization, Browski. And I'm not going to hold you. I know you got the game to watch. I'm not going to hold you. You know what I'm saying? But I just think that the Yankees got to kind of start all over again from the mat. Somebody got to go. In the next few days, week, no longer than a month, either Aaron Boone,
you say Boone going?
Brian Cashman is out of here. And I'm looking at it being Aaron Boone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Brian
think
Cashman
Boone
players and does what he does. But Aaron Boone, that home run that you hit against the Red Sox in the 12th inning, that's over, baby. That's over. That's over, son. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna end it on that. I'm gonna get out of here because I know Browski got her playoff game to watch. Down to In Sports Talk, man. We in the building. We appreciate all y'all that rock with us.
Listen, it's the top of the 6th. Philly's still up 3-0.
All right, that's what it is. Make sure y'all check us out, man, on YouTube, StreamYard, Facebook, Down in Sports Talk group. We rock out with the football picks every week. Make sure y'all rock out with us. Shout out to everybody that rocks out. My man Slate, my man Sonny Cruz, Kia.
Sonny Cruz just keep killing it.
Sonny Cruz is killing the game.
So like he got
a connection. Sonny Cruz got a connection that he takes advantage of.
Does.
You know what I mean? Shout out to Wnba. All right, shout out to Florida Boy Jay. Shout out to Party Life. Shout out to everybody that rocks with us, man. The NBA talk is coming up. College basketball talk is coming up. You already know we on it like that. Baseball, football, you already know every week how we do. College football, how we do. And whatever else we want to get into, because that's how we give it up. Down in Sports Talk, y'all. Another episode down. We are out. We'll talk to y'all. Browski don't go nowhere. All right? We'll talk to y'all. We'll see y'all when we looking at y'all. And Win Walker, man, it didn't take you that long to go to the store.
We see you, Win.
We see you, Win Walker. And Party Life, we see you too.